Good morning, everyone. Today, for Coffee and Christ, our morning nourishment, week 14, day 1. Numbers chapter 1, verse 3. From 20 years old and upward, all who are able to go forth for military service in Israel, you and Aaron shall number them by their companies. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 15. But holding to truth and love, we may grow up into Him in all things, who is the head, Christ. The numbering of the Israelites is based on three basic matters: genealogy, which is related to life; age, which is related to maturity; and the confirmation by Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the 12 tribes. Today, the formation of God's people into an army is a matter of coordination, which is based on three matters: life, maturity, and confirmation. These three matters must be fulfilled in order for God's people to properly formed, which is to be properly coordinated. Today's reading. A person's genealogy is related to his life, whereas his age is related to his growth and maturity. If an Israelite was not mature, even though he was a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he could not be numbered. Those who were 1 month old and upward were considered Israelites. This is related to life. However, to be formed into an army, an Israelite needed to be at least 20 years old. This is related to growth and maturity. Although there were about 2 million Israelites at the time of Numbers, only 3,550 were 20 years old and upward, and were able to go forth for military service. Numbers chapter 1, 45 through 46. This is also true in the church today. Even though there are many believers on earth, only a small number among them are mature in life to the extent that they were able to fight for God's testimony. In other words, not all the saved and baptized saints are mature enough to be able to fight for God's testimony. Concerning the matter of warfare, Numbers mentions the age for those enlisting in the army, which was 20 years old and upward. Yet this book does not mention the age for retirement. Caleb fought when he was 80 years old, chapter 14, verse 6 and 10 through 11. And Moses led the children of Israel in the wilderness until he was 120 years old. This signifies that those who are mature in the life and are able to fight for God's testimony are not and should not be limited by age. God's army was strong, just as Caleb's was able to fight and was as strong before God in his 80s as he was in his 40s. This signifies that we must have both life and maturity in life in order to be numbered by God. According to Numbers, neither children nor women were numbered. Children signify immaturity, and women signify weakness. In principle, the same is true of the church. Although some believers may have been saved for a long period of time, they are still weak and not sufficiently strong in the Lord. Only males who were 20 years old and upward were able to engage in warfare. This signifies that among the believers, only those who are mature in the life and strong are able to fight in the spiritual warfare. Those who were numbered needed to be confirmed by Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the 12 tribes. Here, Moses signifies Christ as the head of the body who executes his authority. Aaron signifies Christ as the high priest who exercises his priesthood. The Lord is not only the head with authority, but also the priests come to care for, examine, and confirm God's people. Moreover, the leaders of the 12 tribes signify the elders and leading ones in the church. This indicates that the number of God's people is based on life and maturity in life. It is confirmed by spiritual authority. Today's the church. There is the headship and priesthood of Christ. When a church is in a normal condition, the elders take the lead in the church and learn to live before God to confirm and judge whether people have life and are sufficiently mature and strong. So for enlightenment and inspiration, how do you feel you are within the church? And what did you take from this morning's nourishment and relate it to some of your life's experiences? And please share in the comments below, like, subscribe to my channel. I'm Diane on a Dime, and I want to start doing my morning nourishments and letting other people, so they don't just have to read it, they can listen to it. Also, I work doing crafts and other things. But please, in the comments below, if you like what you've heard, thumbs up. You can leave a comment about today's reading and how it touched you. And look for me for every day. We're going to do day 2 tomorrow, week 14. Day 2 will be tomorrow. Have a blessed day, everyone, and thank you for listening to my day 1 morning nourishment, Coffee and Christ. Love you all.